Last week ended with bad news. Some outside taps fail every Wi-Fi test a smart water timer can throw at them. Thick walls, long gardens, no fault of yours. If that is your tap, this episode is the answer. Here is the trick. Stop trying to push Wi-Fi through the house. Move the battle indoors with a Wi-Fi gateway and send a different wave to do the garden leg. It is called a hub, and it changed my back wall water timer from a problem into furniture. When Wi-Fi fails at the tap, the shop has a shelf of answers. A mesh system, an extender for the landing, a bigger router with more aerials. And for your phone and your laptop, that shelf is genuinely good. But look at what those boxes are built to carry. Films, video calls, 100 devices streaming at once. They are speed machines, built for the wave we met last week, the short, fussy one that hates brick. Your timer asked for none of that. It wants a few words a day carried a long way through weather and walls on a whisper of battery. Buying a faster router for a water timer is fixing the wrong problem. It is hiring a sports car to deliver one postcard. There is a thread on the Irrigation forum titled, "Is this the worst company ever?" And buried in it, one honest line that stuck with me. The product is 70% of the way to being very good. That is the whole smart timer market in one sentence. The valves are fine, the apps are mostly fine, the missing 30% is nearly always the same stretch. The radio link between your house and your tap. So the fix is not a stronger version of the wrong wave. The fix is changing who runs the last leg. Here is the thinking, and it comes straight from how buses work. No route runs one vehicle from every doorstep to every destination. You run big fast buses on the main corridors and smaller ones for the last stretch into the estates. Different legs, different vehicles, one journey. Engineers do exactly this with radio, and the interchange is called a hub. Leg 1 is indoors. A small box plugs into a socket near your router and joins your Wi-Fi. That hop is a few meters of open air. It is the one journey Wi-Fi never fails, which is exactly why the hub lives there, parked on the strong end of the signal. Leg 2 is the garden run. From that hub, out through the back wall, down the garden, to the timer on the tap. This is the leg that killed the Wi-Fi timer last week, so the hub does not use Wi-Fi for it. It switches to a second radio, one designed for exactly this kind of stretch. Long distance, small payload, awkward obstacles. That is the whole trick. Nothing gets boosted, nothing gets amplified. The journey is simply split at the point where the easy part ends, and each leg is run by the wave that suits it. Run the fast wave where it is strong. Send a long wave for the last leg. So what is this second radio? Last week we learned the rule that decides everything. Divide the speed of light by the frequency and you get the length of the ripple. Longer ripples lean through walls and bend around obstacles. Wi-Fi at 2.4 gigahertz gives you ripples of 12.5 centimeters, and we saw those arrive at the tap tired. Now drop below 1 gigahertz. The maths is kind at that frequency. 1 gigahertz gives a ripple of 30 centimeters. So anything below that line is longer still, more than twice the length of the Wi-Fi wave. This is sub-gigahertz radio, and to a brick wall, those two waves are different creatures. The wall that takes a heavy bite out of Wi-Fi takes a nibble out of this. There is a price, and you already know it. Long waves carry data slowly. This radio could not stream a single second of video. But walk through what the timer actually says in a day. Open, close, battery fine. A telegram, not a broadcast. Slow is not a weakness here, it is the point. And slow pays a second dividend. Sending a short message on a low frequency takes a tiny sip of power. Then the radio goes back to sleep. The same family of thinking runs remote sensors across entire farms. Long waves, few words, years of battery, For a box strapped to a tap, that is not a compromise, that is the perfect fit. Let us rerun last week's wall test with the new architecture and watch what changes. The old route was brutal. Wi-Fi left the front room router, lost a slice at the first wall, lost more crossing the kitchen past the fridge, then hit the solid brick back wall nearly empty. Whatever crawled out the other side had to feed a timer at knee height behind a bin. That route failed houses up and down the country. Now the new route. Leg 1, router to hub, 3 meters of hallway. Wi-Fi barely notices. Leg 2 starts fresh. A full-strength sub-gigahertz wave leaves the hub, leans through that same solid back wall, and carries on down the garden with reach to spare. See what actually happened there. The weak wave now runs only the easy leg. The hard leg went to the wave that was born for it. Same house, same walls, same tap. The only thing that moved is where the handover happens. That is why this feels like cheating the physics, but it is not. It is respecting the physics and rerouting around it. Time to name the kit, because this architecture is exactly what I run at home. The Johgee 4-zone timer is a 2-box system. The hub plugs in indoors by the router and joins the 2.4 network. From there it talks sub-gigahertz RF to the timer on the tap, rated at 500 meters over open ground, and built to push through British solid brick and stone. One tap becomes 4 zones, each on its own schedule. That is the whole machine. House, hub, RF, tap. And this is not just my garden being kind to it. A customer in Surrey runs a garden of 120 feet, where standard Bluetooth dropped the moment he stepped indoors. The RF link reaches his vegetable patch at the far end without a wobble. Another in Glasgow drives it through thick stone walls that swallowed every Wi-Fi gadget the house ever owned. 2 honest catches. The hub takes up an indoor socket permanently, and the first pairing wants your 2.4 network visible on its own name, the same router setting as last week's test. 5 minutes once, but you will grumble. Now for the part nobody advertises properly. The moment the garden leg stops, depending on Wi-Fi, your phone is set free. Think about what your phone must do in the old setup. To be sure of the timer, it needs the same weak signal at the same dead corner of the garden. In the new setup, your phone never talks to the tap at all. It talks to the hub, and the hub is never in a dead spot. Follow one instruction on its actual journey. You are on a beach in Spain, and it starts raining at home. You open the app and pause the watering. The command rides the hotel Wi-Fi, crosses the internet, and finds the hub plugged in beside your router. The hub translates it onto the long wave, pushes it through the back wall, and the tap closes. Total distance, 2,000 kilometers. Weak link, none. Your phone can sit on 5G, on 4G, on any Wi-Fi in the world, and the garden neither knows nor cares. One of the York customers put the whole thing to the test with a fortnight in Spain and came home to a garden that never noticed he had gone. The bars on your phone at the tap have finally become what they always should have been: irrelevant. Deep breath, honesty time, because nobody needs every gadget and this channel is not a shop window. If your tap sits on the house wall a few meters from the router and last week's test passed at knee height on a busy evening, a plain Wi-Fi timer will serve you perfectly well. The hub trick solves distance and walls. If you have neither, you are buying a solution in search of a problem. If you run 2 or 3 pots by the back door, we are several floors above your needs. A 9-pound mechanical timer clicks round, waters, shuts itself off. No radio, no app, no hub. It is the most reliable machine in this entire series, and know the numbers for what they are. 500 meters is an open field figure, the honest maximum with nothing in the way. Walls still take their nibble, sheds still cast shadows, and a metal shed casts a long one. The long wave stacks the odds heavily in your favor. It does not repeal physics. Every garden is its own experiment, which is why a proper return window matters more than any figure on the box. Who does need it is just as clear. Long garden, thick walls, an allotment strung far from the house, or a timer that already lives offline more than on. That missing 30% from earlier. This is where it went. So what does that mean for your garden? 3 things worth keeping. First, when Wi-Fi fails at the tap, the answer is not more Wi-Fi. It is a shorter Wi-Fi leg. Run where the signal is strong. Second, the garden leg belongs to a longer wave, sub-gigahertz, 30 centimeter ripples that treat a brick wall as a doorway. And third, the hub is just an interchange, fast wave in, long wave out, each running the leg it was built for. That is the indoor hub trick. Split the journey and the back wall stops being a wall. Next week we take on the 3rd radio in the shop, the one on every cheap smart timer box, Bluetooth. The packaging promises 10 meters, and I will show you why your garden turns that 10 into 3, and why the real catch is not the range at all. It is that Bluetooth needs you standing in the garden to change anything. That one is called Bluetooth's 10-meter lie, and if you have ever stood by the bin waving your phone at a timer, it is for you. If a bus driver explaining radio interchanges is your sort of thing, subscribe and bring the friend with the long garden and the offline timer, right? That is the route for today. See you on the next one.